Good morning. This week's safety tailgate meeting is on pruning and trimming, and in lieu of that, I wanted to give everybody a few reminders about the pruning tools we use, some simple care and maintenance, and proper use. First item, pair of hand pruners. Pretty simple tool. They lock closed. It's best to keep them locked closed when you're not using them. Might seem obvious, but they can come open, and the sharp cutting edge can cut ropes or saddles or anything else that they're being stored with. Second thing, keep them sharp, which means don't cut anything but trees with it. And when the blade becomes worn out or dull, replace it. It can be replaced with a screwdriver, taking off that bolt right there. The pruners come apart and you can ask for replacement blades. I know some people have them, some of the managers keep them. The nice thing about these new notch pruners that I've been giving out is they come with two settings. So you can move this piece here, the locking piece, and it will only keep the pruners, it'll keep the pruners from opening completely if you're doing a lot of small things. And if you reset that to completely open, they will open the whole way. The capacity of these pruners is 1 inch. That's what the box says. 1 inch, FYI, is about halfway up the pruner here. It's not at the very top. This does not mean you can cut a 2.5 inch limb with it. If you got to gnaw your way through it, use a handsaw. It's a good way to bend these, and they will not cover them or replace them if they're used improperly, and I've been told that they know exactly what to look for. So a few other things. I mentioned keeping them sharp, keep a nice blade in it, keep them in a sheath or a scabbard when they're not in use. When they get sappy or gummed up, take a little brush or something, clean this spring and lubricate the joint. A little WD-40 will take all that stuff right off there, and with little use we'll have them cleaned up in no time. Yeah, make sure you have a sheath or something somewhere to keep them. These are a little bit different than the Felcos. The reason I switched to the notch was because anything with a notch name is a lifetime guarantee. Handsaws, pretty basic. This is pretty much what everybody's been using. Your Silky Zubat. If you have a dull saw or if you have a dull blade, ask for a replacement. There's nothing more unsafe than a dull handsaw. It requires more pressure, more force to get down through a piece of wood, typically resulting in going through the piece of wood and into your leg, climbing line, arm, hand, or whatever is on the other side of it. Speaking of hand, these pruners cut limbs great. They also go through flesh just as easy. Since I've been here, 2 people have cut their fingers with hand pruners. Not exactly sure how that's happened, but keep that in mind. Back to handsaws. These scabbards wear out. In my opinion, they're junk. I typically order, or I get myself a leather scabbard for my handsaw because these plastic ones wear out and break, fall off your saddle, what have you. If your scabbard is worn out to the point where the teeth are showing when it's on your saddle and possibly catching your rope or lanyard, you need to be aware of that. Either tape it, make it work, or get another scabbard. If you have teeth missing, which is usually one of the signs of an old blade, teeth will be missing, they'll be dull, and you know when your saw blade's getting dull. So those are just a couple reminders from pruning tools, ways to make your pruning safer, more efficient. There's nothing worse than dull tools or dirty tools. All right, thank you. See you next time.